YouTube, what's going on, guys? How y'all doing, man? Got a new camera back in the building. Trying to, add stuff to this equipment, man. Trying to get everything together. But today we got some content, um, basically on T Grizzly, man. It's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff being said. I don't know, I'm just commentating. I'm just doing what y'all doing, watching and listening and commenting. But everybody entitled to their own opinions. So right now we're going to want to get to the content. Today we're going to be going to Poetic Flacco's page. So let's see what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, people? What's going on? How y'all doing out there, man? Y'all tap in with your boy. Don't tap out. Let's see what we got here. Right now. Here we go right here.
About this conspiracy. And the conspiracy that I'm referring to is the conspiracy that T Grizzly enlisted the help of Chicago dudes that he knew to murder his aunt Jabina Brown, who he impregnated to make that scandal go away and to retain back his masters from her. I've been trying to uncover what's true about this and what's not true about this. There's a lot of inconsistency in this story, but the one thing that's consistent, after speaking to a lot of people, receiving information from Jobina Brown's camp, from people within T Grizzly's camp, after having information from them transfer over to me, the one thing that is consistent, it's not looking good for T Grizzly. That's the only thing that's consistent so far.
Brown, the manager and aunt of T Grizzly, was shot and killed in Detroit on Tuesday night, August 20th. Comments about her death began surfacing Wednesday, August 21st on social media before her passing was confirmed by TMZ. According to law enforcement sources, a shooter opened fire on Grizzly's Cadillac Escalade while the vehicle was traveling around Detroit. The gunman allegedly approached on foot and shot Brown, who was sitting in the back seat in her left side. Grizzly was reportedly riding in the passenger seat and got out of the vehicle as the shooter approached. The driver said the attacker fired 3 or 4 shots and noted that Brown screamed before the gunfire began. Brown was rushed to a local hospital but died.
Man, that's some crazy work, man. Basically, they trying to say that he the one had something to do with it, that he paid somebody to do it. Now, me being honest, I know she was managing him, if I'm not mistaken, and I know that as an artist, your masters mean a lot. That's your catalog. That's everything. That's all your royalty. That's everything that you get. You know what I'm saying? So people will do that, man. If they can get you out the picture, they will. I would say that. I'm not gonna say he did it. They saying allegedly he has something to do with it. But hey, man, what's y'all opinions? Drop them comments, man, in the chat, man.
Died from her wounds. She was 41 years old. Police don't know if Grizzly was the intended target of the attack. He and the driver were unharmed.
From my perspective, this entire story begins when the first and only suspect who has been arrested so far was arrested 2 months after the incident. When Wu Thing, aka Wu 600 from Chicago, was initially arrested for the murder of T Grizzly's auntie Jobina Brown, the streets of Detroit was talking almost immediately. People was calling this a backdoor from the very beginning.
Man, that's crazy work, man.
Everybody on the east side know that, nigga. Them been facts. What you talking about? How the you don't know? What you mean? You know that everybody who killed everybody and popped everybody, but you don't know how Sunday got down on Ranchi though. Bro, what you think? What kind of crime reporter is you? What you mean?
People initially thought when people in Detroit was calling it a backdoor, they were referring to OTF or 600 backdooring T Grizzly. Because at the time, T Grizzly was really close with OTF and 600 through Buka 600. So when a 600 member murdered his auntie, people thought, man, the OTF or 600 like backdoor T Grizzly. It wasn't until time went by and people began to put the pieces together. Like, hold on. OTF for 600 couldn't have backdoored T Grizzly because the killer of T Grizzly, Wu-Tang, was arrested in 2019. In 2022 or 2023, T Grizzly did a joint album with Lil Durk. In 2024, T Grizzly made Buka 600 right-hand mans with the killer Wu-Tang his groomsmen for his wedding. So T Grizzly was becoming closer, like probably closer than ever, with the alleged parties that murdered his auntie. So it couldn't have been a backdoor, because if it was a backdoor, if he felt like his life was in danger, because T Grizzly did multiple interviews saying that they were coming after him, that the shooters opened up the car door looking for him. So if the parties who murdered your auntie was actually looking for you, then you wouldn't be like friendlier with them. You wouldn't be closer with them. You wouldn't make Buka 600 your groomsman. You wouldn't, right? Like do a song with Lil Durk or a joint album with Lil Durk. And the only Lil Durk ties here is Buka 600 is signed to OTF. But Lil Durk has nothing to do with this whatsoever. So that's when the theories of, okay, maybe T Grizzly backdoor his auntie. Maybe T Grizzly set his auntie up to be killed. Now, I have the full indictment.
I mean, hey, what you think, man? What you think, chat? What do y'all think? What do y'all think, man? This is a serious topic right here. This is very serious, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what to say. I'm lost for words on this one, to be honest with you. You know, me personally, I like T Grizzly. I like his music and everything. You know what I'm saying? And man, this is crazy work, though, if it's really true.
Of Wu-Tang. And the full indictment, I believe, tells a story that leans more towards somebody backdoor that auntie. I don't know if it's T Grizzly, but the indictment and the story told in the indictment lends me to believe that somebody backdoor that auntie. Let's get into the full indictment and what evidence they got on Wu-Tang that led to his arrest. The police was able to trace the getaway vehicle, which was a blue Nissan with the license plates HRK 4937. They traveled to Michigan the day before, and then 2 hours after the homicide, they traveled to Chicago. The vehicle was a rental car, so when they didn't return the vehicle after the homicide, Hertz Rental reported the vehicle stolen. Even though the vehicle was reported stolen, even though the vehicle was involved in homicide 2 months prior, Wu-Tang was still driving around Chicago in that vehicle, knowing how hot it was. Well, he was parked in the alleyway one night, October 19th, 2019, up because they ran the tags and they seen the vehicle was reported stolen. They attempted to initiate a stop. He ran away. He was eventually caught. He was ultimately arrested and charged for being in possession of a stolen vehicle. But get this, and this is where you really start to look at these dudes like, yeah, y'all are just professional doofuses. So on top of being caught in a stolen vehicle that was used in a homicide 2 months prior.
Hey, that's why I'm gonna say some real shit, man. The why is, man, I mean, back in the day when you do something, man, you do something, you know, you trying your best not to get caught. Plus, it didn't want no cameras like it is now. These cameras everywhere. People got phones. People got cameras outside their houses. Buildings got cameras all over them. People not thinking nowadays. They just doing shit. You feel me? They ain't thinking. They just doing shit, man. That's the crazy part too. They don't even give a damn if they go to jail. They just be messy with the whole situation.
He was also caught with a firearm.
See what I'm saying?
And after ballistics was done on the firearm that he was arrested with, ballistics shows that not only was the vehicle connected to the homicide, not only was the vehicle identified as being the getaway vehicle of the homicide of Jobina Brown, but he was also found in possession of the firearm that was also used in the murder of Jobina Brown. Ballistics shows that this was the firearm that killed Jobina Brown. This is where we introduce new information that I didn't include in my last video. And this is the part of the video where we start looking at T Grizzly a little crazy. We start looking at T Grizzly with a side eye here. You see, T Grizzly told the story of what happened the night of the murder. T Grizzly stated that he was with his auntie / manager, Jobina Brown. They made a last-minute stop at one of his other auntie's crib for him to check on some business. Jobina Brown decided to stay in the car and wait outside because she didn't like germs. He was only going to go inside and come back out right away. It was a last-minute pit stop. right?
Man.
Let's hear T Grizzly tell the story, and we're about to find out why there's new information.
And that's some crazy stuff right there, man.
Sees, not only would I say debunks it, but kind of makes us start thinking that maybe T Grizzly is telling some fibs here.
So the night everything happened, man, can you kind of go over that night with us? I know y'all was at the studio. I seen you on your Instagram. On your Instagram.
Yeah, so we was at the studio with Guapo and Jay Swan or whatever. And I'm going over my cousin's house, my older cousin.
Mm-hmm.
He was real close with my pops. It's like my pop's brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I always try to, you know what I'm saying, show him some love because that's another wound we really ain't healed from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I went over there and I was telling her, like, come in the house. And she like, no, I don't want to go in. I'm begging her to come in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, certain areas, you just can't, you got to move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about where you at. I could go anywhere I want to.
Right.
But I got to move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm moving right, can't nothing happen to me. So I'm telling her to come in the house. She like, no. Because JB was kind of like funny acting about dirty houses.
Okay.
And stuff like that. The house wasn't even dirty, but to her, she just a clean, real clean person.
Okay.
It's like, no, I don't want to go in them people's house. I don't want to sit on their furniture and all that stuff. I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. So I'm knocking on the door. My people's taking so long to come to the door. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they finally come to the door. As soon as I see her, as soon as I see my auntie,
Mm-hmm.
she about to open the door. I just hear a whole bunch of shots going on. You know what I'm saying?
Behind
me, I hear a whole bunch of shots going on. So I get down because I'm thinking they about to come to the.
I do also know that T Grizzly is also a big gamer. He made a lot of money off gaming. And just from looking at this clip here while he's talking about his auntie, I mean, he's not even paying attention to the interviewer. Like he just watching the game while he's telling the story. I mean, just from that alone, like, what do y'all think about that in the comments chat? Let me know what y'all think about that. You're not making eye contact or nothing, man. All this stuff was allegedly, though, so I don't know if it's true or not, but let's just see what they're saying.
Side and start, you know what I'm saying, shooting at me, and I ain't got nothing on me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin ran out with a gun. I'm like, perfect. So we ran out on the street. When we ran out, my driver was gone with no cars out there. I'm like,
She was in the. So what was the vehicle? She was in the car. Like
yeah, she was in the car. She was in the car.
Okay.
She was in the car on the street. So my cousin ran out with the gun or whatever, and we ran out in the front to see what's going on and to if somebody up on us, we gonna get them off us. Basically, what happened? They walked up to my door and opened my door. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas opened my door, trying to get at me. End up hitting her up.
Where'd they hit her on the body?
They hit her on her side and her arm. She didn't get hit in her head or her face, and like just all on her side. You feel me?
How many
on
times?
The side where her heart at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on the side like where her heart at too. So that's
T Grizzly said the killers were looking for him because he exited out of the vehicle from a specific side of the car. When he exited out of the vehicle, he went to the side porch to get let in. The killers couldn't see he was at the side porch, but they knew what side of the vehicle he was in. So when the killers seen the vehicle was parked, they went to the vehicle and opened up the side of the vehicle that T Grizzly was sitting in before he exited out. They opened it up and began to shoot at the auntie because they thought the auntie was him because they thought he was sitting there.
Again, hey, that's crazy though, man. So they ain't even see who was in the car or nothing. They just opened the door up and just started shooting. That there sounds crazy too. I ain't even much gonna lie to you. But let's go, man. Let's get back to it.
If the killers couldn't see T Grizzly because he was at the side porch, that would mean they didn't see T Grizzly get out the vehicle because they would have just followed him. Then that would mean the only reason why they would know that T Grizzly was sitting on that specific side was because they seen T Grizzly get in the vehicle on that particular side and they followed him to the location. Here's why that don't make sense, and here's why the facts of the case actually debunks everything T Grizzly just said and sort of opens this case up where anybody can be a suspect, and dare I say T Grizzly could be a suspect. Man. Wu Thing kept his phone on the entire time he committed this homicide.
Wow.
I don't know what I would expect from someone who was still in possession of the getaway vehicle and the murder weapon. But
see, this part right here is where it's gonna get tricky right here. If he kept his phone on him the entire time, that's how they gonna trace shit back. That's how they gonna trace shit back. Them cell phone towers be pinging and shit.
he kept his phone on the entire time, and they were able to trace him coming into Michigan and leaving Michigan after the homicide. But they were also able to pin him at the crime scene.
Wow.
And this is why T Grizzly's story don't make sense at all. The cell phone towers pinged Wu Thing's cell phone at the murder scene for more than an hour and 56 minutes. So it started pinging around 7 p.m. and continued pinging until 8:56 p.m., which is minutes before the shooting occurred. That means that Wu Thing was at the murder scene for an hour and 56 minutes. He was at the murder scene for an hour and 50 minutes before T Grizzly and them got there.
So hold on. That right there was stupid. I'm not saying that the person's supposed to do what they're doing. Like, you know, it's bad all the way around if the truth is the truth. But you was sitting at the murder scene for hours of change, bro. Before he even arrived there. Come on, man. That's crazy. That's dumb as hell.
So he was hiding out. He was waiting. He was expecting them to come to that location. How did the shooter know that T Grizzly and his aunt was gonna be at the location if the location was an impromptu stop? If the location was hey, yo, let's stop right here real quick. How did they know to wait out at that address for an hour and 56 minutes waiting for them to show up? It doesn't make sense whatsoever. And also, if they was at the location for an hour and 56 minutes, then they seen T Grizzly get out the vehicle, which will make sense. They didn't see him get in the vehicle because they wasn't at the location when he got in the vehicle. But they seen him get out the vehicle. They seen him walk to the side porch, which is why they came over, opened up that car vehicle knowing he wasn't going to be there, and began shooting.
Whoa.
This is just my theory, people. And began shooting.
Whoa. Man, that's crazy, man. Chat, what y'all think about that right there, chat, man? What y'all think about that situation right there, man? Hey, that's Poetic Flacco page right there, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to take up and use up all of his content. Y'all make sure y'all go over there to his channel and check it out on his channel. This is official True Tony TV. This is my channel. I just feel like lost for words on this situation right here, to be honest with y'all, man. You know, I was just like, let me just see what's going on. But now hearing this and hearing how stupid, man, that's some crazy people, some dumb people out here, man. I'm just keeping it real. You should know not to be sitting at that type of spot for that long with the phone. Everything will trace back. Everything will trace back, man. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. But y'all, you know, drop y'all comments in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? However y'all feel about it. Like I said, I'm lost for words on it, man. I don't know what the heck going on, man. Hopefully it ain't true. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. But this official True Tony TV, man. Y'all tap back in with me. Don't tap out. I'm gonna be back with some more content, you know, on a lot of different things. You know, like I said, I'm gonna keep going with this commentating and podcasting. Y'all just stay tuned, man. I'm out.